Yo, what up, world? It's your boy C's from thecaesarlife.com. Check this out. Yo, I got a bunch of my family members hitting me up now, asking me questions about what's this AMC thing. They see it on my channel. I'm talking about it almost every day. What's going on with the stock market? And I would just love nothing but to explain it to them as if they were in preschool kindergarten, right? But the level the level of fuckery, which I did explain it to them like that. Hopefully I got the message across. But the level of fuckery that's happening, I caught myself and I was like, yo man, this shit sounds like some wacko conspiracy white people shit, yo. Like, this shit sounds like some freaking, oh man, it's crazy. So I, like I said before, I learn through content. And the best form of content that I learn from is movies or shows. So for you to build the cells of recognition to what's going on right now, I recommend shows like Billions, like Succession, and movies like The Big Short, Too Big to Fail, and Margin Call. Now there's a host of others, but if you start with those, you start to build cells of recognition and see how large corporations work, the CEOs, how they use these little strategic maneuvers to hoard mountains of cash, how they're able to pay off politicians, how politicians are able to line their pockets up and also pass laws in the favors of the rich, right? We always saying like, yo, why is there such a big gap in wealth, right? This wealth gap is forever like growing, right? Between the middle class and the ultra wealthy and the poor class and the ultra wealthy. Like, why is that gap growing, right? And there's hosts of documentaries, but people really need to learn from shows, right? Like, even in the Bible, you learn through stories. So I say start with those stories so that you start building those cells of recognition so that when it's happening in the real world, you're tuned to that type of stuff, right? There's so much going on and it could seem so complex, but if you understand human nature, if you understand like the psychology, you'll start to get it, and it's all in these shows, right? You'll see it in Succession, which follows like a modern juggernaut of a family who owns amusement parks, news stations, etc., etc. And Billions, a hedge fund guy who's like freaking screwing retail or whoever, and shows like Margin Call, who's like telling you what happened in 2008 without telling you, you know. Too Big to Fail is telling you what happened in 2008, and Big Short as well. So pick an afternoon, like, or an evening, and just watch those shows, watch those movies, and you'll start to get it, right? And then once you catch up, you won't even need somebody like me, because like me talking, it could just go right over your head. But if you start like watching those stories, you'll start to get it. And then when you hop in the Reddit board and you watch the DD, the due diligence, you'll start to be like, oh, that's what's happening. And then you start to piece everything together. Again, you can't connect the dots moving forward, right? You can only connect them looking back. So what I'm doing is I can't. I just keep going through the saga because every day some new web is forming, and you're like, yo, how did this get here, right? And you start tracing back, right? So this right now, me documenting this saga, is just my way of having this story unfolding day by day, so that once it's all over, the squeeze happens, we can start connecting the dots, piecing them together, and then make another educational movie or show. Because I'm sure there's going to be a movie or show about this event, but it'll probably be 3, 4, 5 years down the line. And 4 5 more years after that till the next fuckery happens, right? It all happens in cycles, right? There's like these brewing storms. Then the storms happens, tears everything apart, and then there's the rebuilding, right? So right now the storm hasn't happened yet. It's brewing, and then what's going to happen is once it comes and destroys shit, we're going as human beings going to have to put the pieces back together, right? We're going to have to, but again, us as apes, retail investors, we have the tools now to, because we're on the other side of this thing, we have the tools, the life rafts, the jackets, and whatnot to survive this storm. And we're the ones that's going to have to put the pieces back together of this economy. So we're just holding tight, watching this big ass wave getting closer and closer to us, and only a matter of time till it just, just crash and hits us, right? And for us to make it through it. So again, man, like watch those movies and you're going to start to understand. You're going to start to build those cells of recognition because you already know this stuff. It just takes the story to put the pieces together. All right. Once you get those pieces together, you're going to be like, oh, that's what that woman said in that one time on the news channel. Oh, that's what that's going to start building slowly and slowly. And you're going to start to identify the characters in this play. Like you're going to start to identify the lobbyists, the politicians, the hedge fund managers, the market makers. Going to start to understand their roles and what they like, because everybody has their own role, their own character. You know what I mean? So you're going to start to identify these things bit by bit, man. Anyway, again, friends, drink water, get money, and mind your business. All right, you're going to be all right.